A national movement is underway urging moms to promote foundational American values. And the founder of Moms for America says even if just 1% respond, those moms could forever change the country. Here to discuss the organization and its message further is the president and founder of Moms for America, author, radio host, and a mother herself, Kimberly Fletcher. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
First, for those who are watching and are unfamiliar, what is Moms for America and what does the organization advocate for?
Moms for America is a national movement of moms to reclaim our culture for truth, family freedom, and the Constitution. And we are on a mission to raise a new generation of patriots and heal America from the inside out. And right now, we're really focused on holding the line with our vote.
And that leads to my next question, where within the Moms for America organization is the Mom Vote 2020 initiative. Tell us more about that.
So what we have realized in the last 15 years working with moms across the country is that the vast majority of conservative women of faith aren't voting, and most of them aren't even registered to vote. And if only 1% of those moms who aren't voting get registered and vote their values on election day, then we'll literally see a shockwave across the country as conservative constitutional pro-life candidates are elected to all levels of government. We have a really mighty movement of moms who are out there engaging with their local moms in their own networks, in their neighborhoods, in their churches, helping them realize that our vote is our voice for our values. And if we're not voicing that vote, someone else is.
And that's interesting. You bring up that 1% analogy. Why do you believe moms will be the deciding factor in this year's election?
Well, all of the media and pundits are already saying it, that suburban women vote is going to be the determining factor, that is the big voter base that we're trying to garner. And the problem is that over the course of the last 2 decades, women have more families from the cities have moved into the neighborhoods where, in suburbs where the cost of living and life for their family is much better. And they bring their vote and their crazy ideas with them, which is causing a lot of division in the way that some of these neighborhoods used to vote. They're now voting more on the liberal Democrat side. But what's happening now is that these moms who haven't been voting, and they haven't for quite some time, and the reason is because they don't like to do politics. And so they've equated their vote to politics. And what we help them understand is your vote is your civic responsibility. It is your voice. And if you're not voting your values, then politics is what happens. And that's starting to resonate. They're getting really excited and realizing that we can do something. If we don't like what's going on in the country, our vote is how we can change it.
And you bring up an interesting point because this year, 2020, marks the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment, which granted women the constitutional right to vote. And again, you said that even if 1% of mom voters register to vote and vote in 2020, it will have a huge impact on the election. Can you tell us more about this data and how you're raising that awareness?
Well, it started a few years ago. We started something called the Cottage Meeting Project, and it's basically Tupperware for Liberty, where women invite their friends and neighbors into their home. And instead of promoting Tupperware, we promote the principles of liberty. And if all they do is meet once a month, by the end of a year, they have more understanding on the principles of liberty and the Constitution than most of the elected officials, judges, and attorneys in the country. And we've seen it time and time again when they're going toe to toe against people that represent them, and they don't know as much as these moms do. And so after like the first or second meeting, when moms start to see what America's supposed to look like compared to what it looks like today, they're like, wait, how do we get back there? And so somebody in the room would say, well, we can vote. And half the women in the room would say, how do you do that? And that launched us on this search for, well, how many of these women aren't voting? And why aren't they voting? And they told us 3 things. I don't do politics. Politics don't affect me. And my husband votes. So they're equating their voice for their family to the head of the household. And they're staying home and taking care of the kids. And so we're trying to help them realize that there's only 1 vote representing their family. There's 2 votes voting against them. How's that working for you? And so now we're helping them understand that the value of that vote literally can change the culture. We teach these principles and values in our home. We need to secure them with our vote.
And lastly, where can our viewers go to learn more about your organization?
That is really easy. We are on all the social media platforms. Momsforamerica.us is the website, momsforamerica.us.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.